Hey, it's Michael Saul, but everybody calls me Tiny, and this video is the market is coiled and ready to move. In the meantime, no soup for you. This is stock market analysis for the week of May 21st, 2018. If you would like to receive intra-week updates from me, go to www.attackthemarkets.com, put in your first name, your best email address, and then follow the directions on the screen. Go to the email you used, click on the link inside of the email you received, so we can confirm that it was you and not some nefarious bot that's going around using your name and email in order to sign up. And then you'll be on the list and you will receive intra-week updates with any news or anything going on in the market that I deem worthwhile sharing. You can see last week it really wasn't that active of a week. Okay. Second, if you would like to join the Facebook group, it's free to join, www.facebook.com/groups/attackthemarkets. You have to answer 3 simple questions, just really asking that you promise not to be a jerk. It's kind of more like I don't know if it's a question or a statement, whatever it is. And then you'll be a part of the Facebook group as well, okay? Hope you had a great week last week. The market didn't do much, but it left us in a coil, at least on the S&P 500, and of course we'll go through all the indexes. So you can see here we managed to close outside of this triangle. We are now in a tight coil, and this means we want to look for a break to the upside to continue this, what I feel, this low is in, and we're going to be starting the wave 5 up to new highs. Or if we fall out the downside, come back in the triangle, and maybe go back for a retest of the 200-day moving average. I think the first scenario is more likely than the second. It doesn't mean we can't dip a little bit. Maybe this coil, the lines drawn on the coil is a little premature. And that'll happen sometimes. You'll have to keep redrawing the lines as the coil keeps sketching itself out. Okay? So, but right now it looks like it's a valid coil. Lots of news last week. Of course, the worst news was the shooting in Texas. Just, absolutely horrendous. But also other news, the Supreme Court overturned the sports gambling ban. So now sports gambling coming out across the various, well, at least Jersey for now, they're saying, because Jersey's the one who started it. But it will probably spread across the nation. It's a very big business. And, of course, the leagues want to get in. President Trump, he decided to pare back his aggressiveness with China. And as a matter of fact, one of the news stories over the weekend is that China has now agreed to buy more goods from the U.S. So the trade war that everybody was also nervous about may, in fact, become just a non-factor, which I've been saying it has been. There were some trade deadlines also that are coming up because Britain, France, and Germany, they're still supporting Iran, and this was after President Trump pulled the U.S. out of the nuclear deal, right? The sanctions were reinstated, so that may still be some crosswinds going on as far as that's concerned, but otherwise a lot of news for not much action in the market. Of course, the news, like I said over the weekend, with China agreeing to now buy more goods from the U.S., maybe that's enough to get a spark, whatever it is. I like to let the market tell me if the news is being seen as a good thing or not, rather than thinking what the news is going to do and then trying to make my bets ahead of it, because it's known. Right? This is known now. So everybody's going to know this coming in on Monday. It's not a secret. Oh, I watched Tiny's video. Oh, no one else knows that China agreed to buy more goods. Of course not. Come on. All right. So it may lead. I don't know what it's going to lead to. I'm doing this on Saturday night, so I have no idea if it's going to lead to a big gap up or not. All right. But if it does, I don't know if the gap up sticks. I don't know if it, and who knows if there's news between now and the market open on Monday. All right. Just something just to keep in mind. All right. Let's look at the Dow. Similar. I could draw the lines in, but it's a similar pattern there. Okay. The NASDAQ, also a similar pattern. This one I will draw in. I'm not really a big fan of the Dow as a leading index, so I really don't care. But you can see here if we draw in, it's the kind of coil there as well. Then we have the mid caps. So the mid caps, a little bit better than a coil, right? They're still kind of lifting up, but the real star of the show is the small caps. Now, there are some mixed feelings on the small caps. Okay, some people, I was always taught that when the small caps lead, that's a good thing because, I don't know what the heck that was, because it says that investors are more willing to take on risk. However, I've also read recently that, oh no, small caps leading is not good. There's a certain ratio where if the small caps are outperforming, and on the broad market, it leads to diminished returns in the broad market. So, I don't know. I was always taught the Russell leading is a good thing. But again, I'm also not a total return type of guy. I don't really care what the S&P returns on a year-to-year basis. I'm kind of looking for what's it going to do in the next few minutes, to the next few hours, to the next few days, maybe to the next few weeks. And that's long term for me. All right, I'm not really looking as far as what's it going to do over the next year. But anyway, the Russell, what it means, regardless what it means, the Russell, which had been lagging for quite some time, started to play nice with the broad market, is now at all-time highs. But you see here, that's not a nice looking candle. That's a lack of commitment up there. So perhaps it's due for a pullback. I never like buying at new highs. So I would like to see a pullback. But if the Russell pulls back, unless it pulls back by itself, okay, then that means that the broad market will probably pull in as well. All right. So again, I don't know if it's going right back down to the 200-day moving average. And I don't think that just because it pulls back down into the top line of the top line of the blue triangle, okay, I don't believe that that's the end of the world for the market, okay? So doesn't mean that the break above the blue line has to hold. I would like to see that because I am still of the belief that we have started the fifth wave and that we're going to new all-time highs. Okay, here's the semiconductors. So semiconductors are lagging just a little bit, but not terrible. Above all the key moving averages here. A stock like MU back down to the 50-day. NVIDIA, these are the big names, right? So you have NVIDIA right here, and it's not really a bull flag per se, but it's coiling up. And again, these lines are what they look like now. This doesn't mean that these lines have to hold. They could still be looking to bracket out or to form out a different type of coil here. That's NVIDIA. And of course, KLA Tanker down to the 50-day moving average. So one of the stronger stocks for a while, KLA Tanker starting to lag a bit here. How about the banks? So the banks, they got a nice bounce off the 200-day moving average, but Friday wasn't really a great day for the banks. You see Bank of America back down below the 50 and the 20 and threatening to do, right? So first, what it did first is it broke down out of the triangle, came back up and swept it up. Now it looks like it may want to sweep back down. So we want to watch Bank of America and JP Morgan and Citigroup, which turned above the 200-day, but basically that's holding the 200-day at resistance. So we want to look at that. How about the broker-dealers? All right, so the broker-dealers, yeah, they're acting better than the banks. Broker-dealers definitely acting better than the banks. You can see Goldman turned right at the 200-day moving average, but Goldman is basically a bank anyway. I mean, even though it's part of broker-dealer, right? So if we go into the group, we could see some of these stocks, like a stock like LPL Investment Holdings. I mean, that looks like it's going to highs. You got Raymond James. Wow, nice move there. Look at that triple top. Got Investment Technology is on the move. Yeah, I missed this one. I was watching this one a few weeks ago, and I just let it out of my sight for, I don't know why. But anyway, there's E-Trade, just monster. See all those ads where people get rich quick ads? I just love it. I love how they're allowed to get away with that. Here's Charles Schwab, up in a nice coil up at the highs here. All right, here's Ameriprise. Where's IB? There's IB, right? Interactive Brokers, nice. Looks like it's setting up in a bull flag. All right, let's look at biotechs. So the biotechs, nice coil here. Let's see if they can get a lift. we'll go through the usual suspects, but this time we'll add in Amgen. So Amgen could be a W bottom, see if it wants to pop up through the 200-day moving average. Here's Gilead. It looks like a bear flag back to the 20 EMA. And here's BIIB, which is Biogen. It's consolidating as well. See if this could put in some sort of hard bottom down here. All right, what about bonds? So bonds did take out the February lows. I was talking about that as a probability. And then Friday had a nice snapback. It had what's called an ouch opening, right? Closed down at the bottom of the range and then boom, opened up near the top of the range. So let's see how far the TLT can bounce here. Here's United States Oil, all right, fund, which is just, it's based on the West Texas futures. So, yeah, still in a nice strong uptrend here as oil continues to do well. Here's gold, GLD. Yeah, gold, different story here. So if we look at the miners, you can see the miners are back below the 50-day. And again, my good friend Mike Swanson, he says people don't really get interested in the miners till they're above 24. Just kind of meandering around here. Gold is not really doing that well right now. See what it does here. Let's look at some of the glamour stocks. Amazon, so it came out the downside of the coil, but holding the 20 EMA. Doesn't look like a short to me. Here's Apple in a coil up at the highs. Here's Alphabet. It's still sloppy. Alphabet's been sloppy for a little bit, but it looks like it came down to test that 50-day moving average. Here's Netflix. So if we could put some trend lines around. Oh, there they go. Magic. Netflix, probably have to adjust this because this doesn't look like a hard break out of the coil per se. So you may want to, let's see if I can adjust this a little bit. All right, then you got Tesla. So Tesla did the dead rat bounce and starting to roll over here. Not really looking so great on Tesla. How about the Facebook? So Facebook has recovered all the data privacy problems and Russian hacking problems. Not at all-time highs, but up on the year now, right? So I believe it should be up on the year now. Back up on the year. How about Caterpillar? So Caterpillar is still sitting here in this range, and then we look at John Deere, which had earnings and just a nice sharp move. So maybe Caterpillar plays some catch up. So what does no soup for you mean? And then we'll do a review. Campbell Soup, whiffed, woofa, down 12% on Friday. Just a nasty, nasty gap down. The last time it had a gap down like this. Not as severe, but it was still nasty. Consolidated, it did fill the gap, and then it just eventually sunk down. So I am definitely not looking to buy Campbell Soup as a value play here, but I will be watching over the next few sessions to see if it sets up in a continuation pattern or consolidation pattern and look to play it that way. Okay, but again, giving it at least a few days. So again, SPY and a couple of the other indices are in coils. I am looking for it to resolve to the upside only because I am still leaning to this being a fourth wave triangle that has completed, and we will now go to new highs. However, volatility trumps direction, my favorite saying. So if it does dip down, I will watch to see if support comes in, and I will be looking for to see if that support holds. Okay? Questions? You can write to me at tiny@attackthemarkets.com. If you don't want to miss a video, hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell to get notifications so you never miss a video. Join the list at attackthemarkets.com. Join the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/attackthemarkets. Have a great trading week, and I will talk to you in the intra-week updates.